Karl Marx's An Atheist favorite. Quote, "It is incredible how a failed theory, Marxism, continues to make inroads into the hearts and minds of millions of fellow Americans." A new poll out the other week found that for the first time, a majority of Democrats say they prefer socialism over capitalism. A new Fox News poll showed that more Democrats favor socialism over capitalism, in a sharp reversal from just a year and a half ago. The poll showed that 59% of registered Democratic voters who participated had a positive view of socialism, compared to just 49% who felt that way about capitalism. It's possible in some cases that they are just simply mistaken about definitions, that they think capitalism means greed, whereas socialism means sharing. No, capitalism means freedom to earn, whereas socialism means the government can steal from those who earn. We see the bitter fruit of Marxism everywhere. Wherever his ideas have been put into practice, death, misery, loss of basic freedoms, and poverty follow. Can anybody name a square-inch spot on the planet, anywhere, where Marxism has brought anything good? Certainly not in China, Russia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Cuba, Venezuela, etc. And yet millions of Americans have been brainwashed into thinking that Marxism is good, that it means compassionately sharing with others. No, it effectively means the government stealing from its citizens, for the sake of the ruling class to be enriched. Here's an example. Most Cubans live on $44 US per month. In contrast, when Fidel Castro died in 2016, his net worth was estimated at $900 million. In America, wealth is created by providing value in voluntary exchanges, and there is no inherent limit. But in a Marxist setting like Castro's Cuba, the government controls the economy, and it's a zero-sum game. Castro's wealth was at the expense of the Cuban people. Even critical race theory, which is tearing many school boards apart, is merely repackaged Marxism, enforcing the never-ending Marxist principle of oppressor versus oppressed. And all of this gets back to a miserable anti-Christian man in 19th century Germany, Karl Marx. I recently learned from Dr. Paul Kengor something I didn't know about Marx, his favorite quote. It speaks volumes. Kengor is a best-selling author and a professor of history and political science at Grove City College. I've interviewed him many times. In his latest book, The Devil and Karl Marx, Kengor points out that Marx loved the line from the devil character Mephistopheles in Goethe's Faust. Everything that exists deserves to perish. Dr. Kengor elaborates, friends said Marx would chant this. He would recite this. Everything that exists deserves to perish. Everything that exists deserves to perish. This is a philosophy that's about tearing down, burning the foundation, leveling the house, and where you have Marx standing there in the smoldering embers, saying, "Now we are ready to begin." So anybody who thinks this is a philosophy just about helping one another, sharing the wealth, or redistributing wealth, does not understand Marx and Marxism. And what do we see in our streets today? Destruction, riots, tear it all down. Let's build a new and supposedly better world. Ironically, Marx couldn't even feed his own family. Even when he received a windfall of cash, he selfishly spent it all on himself. Marx couldn't balance his own checkbook, but he presumed to tell the rest of the world how to run their economies. And everywhere his ideas have been implemented, they've driven their economies right into the ground. Some people may naively assume that you can have socialism without the violence. But that is not the case. As Marx stated, socialism cannot be brought into existence without revolution. And what have been the results of atheistic communism because of Marx? Kengor writes, a legacy of over 100 million dead, not to mention the robbing of so many basic liberties and incalculable harm to so many souls, has been nothing short of diabolical. Truly a satanic scourge, a killing machine. It plagues us to this day. The Devil and Karl Marx, Page 402. When there is no God to whom we must give an account, then the state can become God. That was